صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. Okay guys, so with the panel, now, the last couple of weeks we had specific topics. We're talking about, the week before that we spoke about Father, how can we do the best that we can on Father. The week after that, which was last week, we spoke about benefiting a bit more out of Ramadan after Ramadan has passed. Like, we spoke about many things like praying on time, picking up your prayers, Quran, spirituality, good akhlaq, all these sort of things. And now, this week we're going to have a panel again, and we've suggested some topics. If you guys would like to discuss these, we want more of a discussion. And if not, we would like you, the audience, to give us a topic and we can discuss that, inshallah, rather than us just talking, about a topic, that we selected. Well, probably better that you choose a topic because it's going to be more what you like. So, one topic is unity. So, we could speak about it could be the unity of the Muslim Ummah or the Tawheed, or oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? The next one is performing deeds and your acts of worship. So, for example, say I do good deeds, but I don't do acts of worship. What's going on there? 3, Ahmed spoke a bit about trials today. So, trials. What about trials? How do we succeed in trials? What is the importance of trials? Things like this. Or some other topic that you guys would like. So, inshallah. What does people say?
Basically, we don't want to just sit here and blab on. We want to talk about things that you guys want us to talk about. Maybe some things that you've had on your mind you don't know the answers to. You're afraid to ask in public. You can even write it down and give it to, for example, Sister Ala or one of the brothers. You can pass it on to one of us on a piece of paper if you want to stay anonymous. But yeah, we want to keep this happening every week, a short panel. Just so we can get various ideas from different people, and it's not just a one-eyed perspective. But yeah, it's more of a discussion of what you guys want us to talk about.
So it's not just also you guys pick the topic. It's not just us talking about it. You talk as well. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you guys. I'm sure you hear enough of us. So let's hear from you. So is everybody? I'm gonna say number 1, and you're gonna put your hand up. And the boys are going to try and gauge that. And I'll say number 2, number 3, and if not, before I do that, does anyone want to suggest a topic so we're not losing too much time? Yes.
I heard, did the Prophet's hand mention the grave of the burial of Fatima? I heard that somewhere.
I have heard this. It's actually a long hadith, and Sayyid Sadiq Rouhani.
Sorry, what was the question?
There's a hadith where basically during the burial, I think it was the burial at the time of the death of Lady Fatima alayhi salam, the Prophet raised his hand from the grave. And correct me if I'm wrong, but within that hadith, it was a bit earlier where Marwan ibn Hakim. Am I right in talking about this, or? It could be a different hadith, but Marwan bin Hakim makes a mockery of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And Ali ibn Abi Talib, was receiving a lot of criticism from Marwan bin Hakim, who was one of the greatest enemies of Imam Ali. What happened was the Prophet's hand emerged from his grave, and there was a letter written on it. And it said something along the lines of, don't quote me word for word, but you mock Ali ibn Abi Talib while he is the one who created you. So how do you mock the one that creates you? So within that already is problematic hadith, because number 1, it says something that is outside the scope of what Shiism accepts. This is called ulu, where exaggeration of what the imams are or can do. Sayyid Sadiq Rouhani, who's a marja in Iran, he actually spoke about this. I read it actually a few days ago, which is why it straight away came up to me. It could be a different hadith, but very similar. He says that number 1, we've got problems within the actual content, and number 2, the chain of narrations also is problematic. It could be a different hadith, but like I said, with those you have to be careful that even if there is a hadith like that, if there's some things that you need to really analyze and refer to experts and not just accept everything, but at the same time don't reject. If something doesn't make sense to you when you first read it, it could be that your understanding of it is incorrect, rather than it. And with the hadith of the Ahlul Bayt, a lot of it, they actually say, just like the Quran needs tafsir, our hadith need tafsir as well. So yeah, don't accept or reject straight away, but refer to those who have knowledge. So inshallah, I helped with that. But is it actually, with certain questions, I think it's very important that we have question and answer time, which we actually don't leave at all for you guys. So we want as well small questions and answers, which one of us can help answer, but as well topics, big topics that we can discuss, points of debate. I brought up one the other day, but I don't think we really are ready for it yet, because I think you need to do a bit more research. But the topic of homosexuality. In this time, it's very important as Muslims. We are aware of, firstly, what Islam says about it, critically understand what Islam says about it, and number two, how do we respond? Because it's very difficult when everyone is jumping around saying, yeah, we got freedom, humanity, human rights, and what do you think about it, Talib? Now, Talib says, well, I think all homosexuals should be stoned to death. It's going to be very difficult to say something like that in a Western society that claims to be open-minded. There has to be a way that we can respond to it without looking so, in their eyes, barbaric. Because the image of Islam is very important. The way we portray Islam is very important. In fact, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says in Al-Kafi, he says that when you want to do da'wah, speak of our beautiful words. Because if the people knew our words, the beautiful words that we speak, there will be no one on the face of the earth who would hear our words and not become a Muslim. So presenting Islam is very important, and it doesn't mean lie. I'm not saying lie, but the way you present it is smoothed in, for example. So yeah. So these kind of topics is something that we are hoping that you guys are interested in, and if not, please come forth with what you have.
Thanks for answering that, Ahmed. Just so we can keep things moving, does anyone have any other question that they would like, or certain topic we can discuss tonight? Or we can select one of the ones on the board. Anybody? Yes?
Hijab, whether it's a woman's modesty or a man's modesty.
That's a good topic, that's very interesting. That's a really topic. I'll write that down. Did you, so is that a topic to discuss today in the future? Do you want us to go in depth? Okay.
We don't have much time left, so maybe...
I think it needs a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so we'll get topics, ideas down, and we can maybe answer some short questions as well.
With the topic, the other one, the hadith one, can you give us like some advice on how to know if it's a right hadith, what sources do we use?
Yeah.
So hadith verification. Okay, and what else? What other topics could we discuss? Because when you guys start this, we can go back and we can prepare something in depth, so we can give you as much as we possibly can regarding the topic. Because we don't want to start talking about topics and just give you half-hearted or incomplete answers. I mean, it's going to get us into a lot of trouble on the Day of Judgment. So, yes.
Family relationships.
Family relationships. That's really important. Really important. Great topic. And if anyone has a question which you want to talk about now as well, just we can say that as well. Yeah.
It's unnecessary, but sort of hunting on Ramadan.
Hunting in Ramadan.
Yeah, like for example, traveling. Sorry.
Traveling. Oh, okay. Traveling in Ramadan. Okay. Sure. You want to ask that about that specifically?
Yeah, sure. Like for example, let's say I wanted to go specific day I planned on Ramadan to go hunting, and is it permissible? Like, do I have to break my fast before I travel?
Okay, all right. So you're in Ramadan and you're planning to travel to hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can have a iftar with what you're hunting, yeah? Okay. Ahmed, I know that's you.
Even if the hunting, from what I understand, it depends on your marja. Because I've seen the view that even hunting for the sake of hunting, even if it's not for eating, it can be permissible as well. But is it traveling considered you're traveling outside your city?
Yeah.
So if you're traveling outside your city, if you make the intent, do you feel safe to stand?
Yeah.
So if you make the intention before the night, the day that you're going to go travel, so you should sleep with the intention that you're going to fast. To fast. You're going to you should sleep with the intention that you're going to travel. So if you're making the intention that you're going to travel, you need to sleep with that intention. If you wake up with the intention and decide, I'm going to go hunting today, what you should do in this case, you hold your fast, which is called imsak. You're not necessarily breaking your fast, but you hold on to your fast until the time of zawal, which is 12 o'clock. If you leave your city before that time and you come back before that time, you continue your fasting. It's fine, you continue your fasting. But after you come back, if you leave your city, the moment you leave your city, and you come back before the zawal, which is 12 o'clock, the adhan, you're obliged to repeat the fast. Yani to make up qada for that day after you leave, and you come back after 12. But you still hold on to your fast. But when you leave the city, if you ask me what point is it considered leaving your city and when do I break my fast, you don't have to break your fast unless it's before before you come back up, or before you come back from your trip. If it's before 12 o'clock. The moment it's after 12 o'clock, you're not considered fasting at that time. You can't say I'm traveling and alhamdulillah I'm fasting. Because there's mulazim. As soon as you say that you're traveling and it's after 12 o'clock, your fast is becoming valid. Is that?
Yeah, that's good.
There's also a continuation if you decided to leave after Zawal.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave after Salat Dhuhr, you can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Also, one more question about hunting. Let's say the like let's say you shoot. It's to do with if you shoot the animal. I don't know. Yeah. If you like let's say, for example, I shoot the animal and the animal dies before the is that still is it halal to eat?
You shot the animal and before it's
Yeah, before
died before you reach the bear. From my understanding, that if it's already dead. If it's already dead, then you shouldn't. But I'm not. I have to double check that. I'm not 100% sure. But you're saying that it's already killed. It's killed.
The
And you reach it.
like that.
Yeah. From what I understand, if the animal's already dead and you go to the biha, that's the meat's not right. But I have to double check that for you. I'm not sure. Does the hajj, you know?
I know nothing about it.
Basically, if the animal is dead, but if you're, let's say it's an animal like a fish, for example, and it's dying in the process, and that's fine. Like the fact that it's dying in the process, and you eat it, for example, it's an animal that even if it's dying in the process, it's still fine. But if you reach an animal that's already dead, it's sitting down, and you've shot it, and then you go to reach it, and then you go to do the biha to make it halal, I'm pretty sure there's ishkal in it, but I'll double check it for you.
Anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird question, but
No questions.
I was wondering, what does Islam view on the topic of extraterrestrial life? Does it say that Earth is the only life in the universe, or does it specifically say that? Or
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to. It's a deep thing.
It's a very deep topic, but on the outset, let's just say well, there's nothing to say that there isn't. Okay, so let's just say that for now. But let's just put Islam and ET. Okay, to give it.
There are a lot of hadiths in our text that hint to it. It gives the impression that perhaps there is extraterrestrial life. And some you might look at it and you might think there's no other way to interpret it. but there's nothing explicit saying that there is. But some people will say it is explicit. So yeah, I think it's a bit of a deep topic.
You go both ways because you've got the ayah in the Quran, for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Rabbul Alameen, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord of all existence and all creation. He doesn't say Rabbul Alameen in terms of just specifying al-ins or al-jinn. But there's also a hadith on the other side that says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created creation under 4 categories: al-ins, wal-jinn, wal-shayateen, and malaika. So there's difference of opinion, obviously, looking at it, but we can't, as Brother Talib said, say yes, 100% there is no, or yes, there is 100% there is.
And also, if we may mention, there's another thing, interesting verse in the Quran where it says, رَبَّ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا, what's in between them as well. So what does that mean as well? So it's a very deep topic.
But when you say alien as well, are you referring to the extra, what we see on TV, for example?
No, I'm just saying any life.
Any life.
Bacteria, anything like. Doesn't matter.
Because life is very, very broad. If you say life could be is it bacteria, things that we haven't seen, things that have existed that we haven't seen before. So it could be classified under animal, for example, that it's a creature as well.
Yeah. The alien is a very loose term. It's even used legally.
Yeah.
If there's someone foreign in the country, technically he's an alien. So yeah, I mean it's a bit sad, but it's legally as well. It works.
Yeah, well, following the marja, can you change between marja and marja?
Okay, that's a topic we were wanting to talk about, and we said maybe we'll just leave it out, but it's a topic that's really important. So taqleed. That's a topic, inshallah, we want to cover. As in, not who you should follow, what are the steps to choosing a marja, and what are the steps that the marja themselves, or what we have given in that respect. Because that's a topic that gets asked a lot.
Just making a check.
Thanks for that. Any other questions or topics? This is good because now we're getting this. Now we've got a lot of homework to do. Yeah?
Do you guys think that there needs to be an allocated time for question and answer after every lecture, or are you guys happy that we can just go on straight into the panel or something like that?
Can I ask during the lecture?
Yeah.
Me personally, no, I don't like that. I already lose my train of thought quick, so I prefer at the end.
For me, I don't mind doing it because it keeps the question.
Inshallah. And next week, inshallah, we'll bring a question box as well. So after the lectures are done, and before we do a panel or anything like that, we'll have a look. If there's a number of questions in there, then we'll try to tackle the questions head on, inshallah. Inshallah.
I also suggested, I think it was with Brother Ahmed and Shagri, that we could print a final summary of, let's say, each lecture or something that people can take home.
So you already have some notes? We'll how about this? We'll make a deal, okay? I'll get to you 1 second. We'll make notes if you bring a pen and paper to the lecture. Oh, everyone's quiet. I thought everyone's going to give a salawat or something. Yeah, Jahan.
You took the out of my head.
You just got it? Okay, that's why we're married, I know.
I can take notes.
Huh?
I can take notes.
You can take notes? Inshallah, inshallah. You can take notes, but we want everyone to bring pens and paper and take notes themselves as well. Because I'm sure if Ahmed asks me, Ahmedain, anything about their topics 2 months ago, I'm not going to be able to answer. I'm going to be like, what 19 letters are you talking about? Right? Okay? And I'm not saying to Ahmed, what anti-analogical argument are you talking about? Right? So it's important. There's a lot of great information going on here that's being shared, and you need to write it down. You can go back and look at it. And when you write something down, you generally remember it as well. So it's really important. So we'll print out some or make some sort of that's available, inshallah, as much as we possibly can for the program, if you promise to bring pens and paper. But we've said it a few times now, yeah? So it's for your benefit, inshallah. Yes?
Yeah, I had a question. It's been with me for a long time. About the images representing the Ayyimah. What's the ruling on them?
Okay, alright. I'm going to turn the microphone on straight away.
Do you want it now or?
We only have
If
2
you have
minutes
time.
before we finish.
I think
Maybe like 5 minutes.
Write it down. Alright. So,
But just in brief, just a question, basically. Basically, just in brief, the images in it of itself is not impermissible. And the reason being, you might ask, what's the reason why the Maharaja accepted it as being fine? Because no one's claiming that that's the representation of the Imam himself and saying that that is the picture of the Imam. When they have these pictures, it's more of a symbol. And symbolism, if you want to say in Islam, is without a doubt a way that we reach higher Iman and reach understanding. It's part of our being as human beings that like we have things, or we have things that we have symbols that take us to a greater understanding, or that give us in a sort of I'm going to say a reminder about something. So if I go to my prayers, there's symbols there. There's the turba, every action is a symbol. If I go to Hajj, there's a cube, a black box, which is a symbol. Now, to have symbols, it's not within and of itself incorrect. So as long as you don't do some sort of belief, or you have some sort of belief towards that it with itself is independent of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and can help you, can assist you. And as soon as you do that, that becomes falling to the category where people claim they're mushrikin. So nobody, from what I understand from the Shia, who have images, believe these images are going to guide them, assist them, and they pray to them.
you need to be careful with that as well, because I think there's a hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam that says that if you were to believe hard enough in something like just a rock, soon enough you'll think that rock is actually like even answering your prayers and things like that. So, and humans can get emotional. We could be like, what am I going to do? And you start looking at this picture, help me. You can do things like that. Yes.
What about a turba?
What about
We're
it?
talking about a rock.
Yeah.
But if someone's constantly looking down on that symbol, they can have the same kind of.
Well, the idea behind the turba is.
I know, but I'm just saying for argument's sake.
For argument's sake, So you could say that. You could say that. Some people may even say. But with the turba, there's something specific. We have hadiths that say that the turba of Imam Hussein or the Qala of Karbala, there is a shifa, there is a cure in that piece of holy land. And there's a hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, I believe. So that's one aspect. So that's where the differentiation comes from there. So we have the Ahlul Bayt specifically guiding us on that particular issue. Yes.
Yeah, I would like to know about it's going around like subconscious and subliminal messages and that. How can you use it Islamically? How can we work around it?
So the Ahl al-Batini?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so it's subconscious mind. Huh?
What was exactly about subconscious?
How can we use the subconscious mind? So it's the subconscious mind, how subliminal messages may affect our brain, things like this. And can we be used in a positive manner? You had your hand up? Okay guys, the program is coming to an end. So that's 10 topics. Okay, now, if you have any other topics, speak now or forever hold your peace.
How can you think that right or wrong if ourselves is not here?
Oh, is it a topic now? So, okay. So, I'm going to word this. So how can we differentiate between right and wrong if we ourselves are not perfect or pure? So let's just put path of self-purification and knowing the truth. Is that, you happy with that? So who else? Anyone else? Yes?
Ignorance.
Ignorance, jahal, okay. I think we bit off more than we can chew, boys. I'm just checking. Any other topics?
If we can all think about activities or anything that will attract the younger generations to this part of Islam, especially in this country. Like activities, movies, whatever. But
So social activities towards Islam.
apps, whatever.
Yeah, just apps and things like that. So guys, you know, we should work together. So whatever talents you have, we can all use it together. So if no one else has any more topics, I mean, like these topics will keep us busy for at least a year. You know, especially like some topics are quite deep. Hijab, hadith, family relations. These three in particular, or for example, will take up quite some time. Okay, because there are verses, there are hadiths, and you know, there's a lot of things. Taqlid, you know, something really important. Inshallah, what maybe I will do is, yeah, I don't know which topic we should start off with. Okay.
Number 1 to 10.
That's no problem. Maybe if people can give their suggestions to us, the boys can talk to us which topic they may want to start off with first, and the sisters can speak to Ayla about which topics maybe we can start first, and then we could, inshallah, pick a topic that everyone's happy to start off with. But that's going to be a bit hard, so please forgive us in advance for that, inshallah. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much for attending, and inshallah maybe next week we can begin on some of these topics and we can discuss, and then inshallah everyone will further benefit, inshallah. Thank you very much. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi at-tahirin.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.